You have been putting in serious work in District 4. Can you talk about some of the things you've gotten done over the last 2 terms?
Wow. I ran for county commissioner because I wanted to make a difference. I didn't need a title. I had titles. But I wanted to make a difference for the community and for the people around me. So I ran on an economic development platform. And I started with that platform. So one of the first things I did was put a strong personality on the Henry County Economic Development Board. So we brought forth Encompass Hospital on Patrick Henry Boulevard, which is now part of the Piedmont family and serving this community. So Encompass Rehabilitation Hospital is open because of partnerships and working with an appointee and with the Henry County Development Board. And we brought forth a public shopping center, not just a public, but a shopping center that would allow other small businesses to spring up and be a part of the community there. So we have a profound Publix on Highway 155. We're not finished with that area. Up on the hill will be an independent living facility that will be close to 300,000 square feet plus. We're building in a community that will serve and support the businesses around Publix and in Publix. Again, looking at economic development. We are now upgrading Minka D. Cochran Park, which is on Banks Road. We started with $1.5 million to upgrade it. My junior commissioners are the ones that put forth the design of that, getting them prepared to be decision makers. So we've been moving. On Jodico Road, again, working with Henry County Development Authority, working with my appointee in that development authority. We have 90,000 square feet of medical and professional office service space being open on Jodico Road. One of the buildings is open already, Atlanta Heart. I promised that I would upgrade our public safety area, so our police precinct is coming in District 4 on Highway 42. And we're going to have a new fire station coming on Jodico Road as well. I will be meeting to make sure we finalize the space that's going to be in. So we'll make sure that the houses in those areas have the protection they need as well. So,
when I was elected in 2010, everybody on the board was an entrepreneur and a business owner. You came to the Board of Commissioners with that same background and that same experience. You have run your own books.
Yes.
You have developed businesses. You have done marketing and advertising.
Yes.
You've done all of that. It has changed all of a sudden. Now we only have one person on the board that is an entrepreneur. You think business. You run the county as a business. It doesn't seem like the county is running like a business. Sometimes you have to make decisions that are unpopular.
Yes.
But it's good for the county, it's good long term, and those things aren't happening. It seems like every decision that's being made right now is being made for a vote as the county is crashing.
That is for sure. And when you have that experience under your belt, you think about the people around you. I am constantly thinking about community businesses, small businesses. What can we do to feed back into them to make them healthy? It has already been proven by statistics. It is the small business, community business that undergird our economics here, nationwide, local-wide, statewide. So we have to keep them healthy and keep them engaged. We have to support them. So whenever I'm making decisions, I'm thinking about them because I'm one of them. One business came forth and said, and it is on a video because all of our meetings are video, that he needed a new sign. He needed his parking area upgraded, and he needed to do some marketing. And he walked out with $3.2 million that I voted against.
And this is a multi-million-dollar business.
A multi-million-dollar business, and I voted against it. And I said publicly, you're here asking money for a new sign, and I have communities that have been waiting 30 years for upgrades, communities that need to be revitalized, and you have the audacity to come here for that? So you are absolutely right. The mindset of this board has been different and is different.
And the county has received millions of dollars from the federal government. The first thing you do when you receive money, especially taxpayers' funds, is reinvesting in your own community.
Mm-hmm.
The county needs sewer.
Yes.
The county needs road improvements.
Yes.
We need to widen roads. We have infrastructure problems all over the place. But over the last 3 years, we've pretty much given away all the money. And it was a lot of money, Vivian, that could have went to improve our county.
Well, we didn't give it away. Now, let's bring it back home just
What
a
do you
little
call
bit. We did help our water authority. They needed help.
That's infrastructure.
They needed that infrastructure. They are building a brand new plant that's coming out there. They needed areas that needed better water service and sewer service because we are growing. It wasn't a giveaway, but invested $8 million plus.
So
needed.
$8 million
done
out of $50 million.
So now we didn't give it away. Now think about this. We had money that was given by the federal government for mortgage assistance. We saved some homes, and we saved homes because this commissioner fought to make sure that money was given directly to our nonprofits. Our nonprofits who are on the grounds that people can touch and talk to, and to make sure that they can work them through the process. Because sometimes it's the paperwork and the process that's the stumbling block to getting the assistance that's needed. So we made sure millions went to mortgage assistance. We have $45 million that was available for rental assistance and utility assistance and what have you. And G-Men is a #1 company that came in and helped us disseminate that money. They were so determined to help people who were being evicted from their apartments and what have you, that they put representatives at the courts. You could go into the court being evicted that day. They were there to stand in between you and the judge and say, here is the money. We can help this family, keep them from being on the streets. So $45 million went to that program as well. We have another $800,000 that was placed by resolution to go forth to our nonprofits again, to come back around to help with that mortgage assistance, because we have people simply need help paying some of these mortgages because their mortgages have gone up. So we have put that money in place. I know it can look like from the outside that maybe we not have been as studious as we should. And I will agree that some things have not been done as studious as possible, but I'm going to continue to fight. And I am fighting to make sure that we take care of the constituents of Henry County. I'm going to continue to try to put money in our nonprofits. Henry County government does not address the social ills of the county.
Is that the role of government?
Well,
local government. I'm not talking about state and federal. I'm talking about local government.
Well, one thing local government is supposed to do is better the lives of their constituents, okay? When we better the lives of our constituents, then we're fighting crime, we're fighting poverty, we're fighting homelessness, okay? So a higher quality of life produces other things. Government is supposed to protect and produce a higher quality of life for its constituents. Now, how we do that can be a mixture of things. We can do it now by working with our local nonprofits to make sure that happens, because we do not have a line item that we are doing it ourselves.
I don't have a problem with supporting local nonprofits, but as you know, counties are strapped for cash. Mm-hmm. Our budget is primarily supported by the taxpayers, mm-hmm. and so I believe that we should be reinvesting back into our communities first. I think roads, sidewalks, mm-hmm. walking paths, all of those type of things need to be addressed. Henry County isn't Clayton County or areas of Fulton County. Mm-hmm. Henry County is an affluent community. When we talk about homelessness and things of that nature and people staying in hotels, we're talking about the homeless people that are staying in hotels around 138. That's Clayton County. So is that Henry County's responsibility, or should that be more Clayton County's responsibility with support from Henry County?
Well, I think you're missing a mark on one thing. We have this happening now in Henry County. It has not been isolated to just our sister counties.
Yeah, but that just started once Henry County started giving away all the money. Then they started migrating down to Henry County.
I don't think so. I think there was a hidden population.
But they're in the parks, Vivian. They
weren't
in the parks before.
Well, I think, you know what, how they got here could be a discussion. The fact is they're here. And since they're here, we have to address it. Now, I think there can be a very vivid discussion as to how to address it and where's the cutoff at. But right now we're being inundated, and we can't wait until it gets bad to the point we don't know what to respond and do to it. Now, even though it looks like from the outside, maybe we're not doing the best of jobs, and I will agree there are some changes that are needed, but you have to look at the board has to change to make that happen. Okay? You've got to have another type of board in front of you to make some of these changes take place.
Well, I will tell you this. I want to thank you for standing up, because I see issues coming before the Board of Commissioners that make absolutely no sense. And there's only one voice on the board that brings stability. And if your voice wasn't on that board, no telling where this county would be. It's sinking fast. But you have single-handedly stopped that from happening as quickly.
Well, I don't know if it's single-handedly, because I have a strong support system. When 75% plus of your voters confirm that you are to be in a seat, that's what I work with. When your community says we've got your back, that's what I'm working with.
Many people are very concerned about the increase in taxes. I'm one of them. My mortgage went up about $300 to $400 a month. And I thought it was just me, but in talking to people ever since I've been out of office, I get all kind of phone calls now from everywhere, all over the county. People think I have the information. We went up $20 million on the budget a year ago, and we're looking at doing the same this year. Why are we taxing and spending the hell out of taxpayers' dollars?
First of all, when it comes down to taxes, we did not increase the tax. Now, what they're looking at is coming out of the assessor's office, which is an assessment on property. And that assessment, if your property was valued at $500,000 in 2018 and it's valued at $750,000 in 2023, what you're paying is on the new assessment of your property. Now, one thing that can be done, and I don't think we have done that, is that the Board of Commissioners need to have a very in-depth conversation with the tax assessors, with that board, to determine how are your assessments made, okay? What is the formula that you're using for these assessments? So I am left out of several conversations. I'm left out of several meetings. I get information last because I will challenge information, and I know that. So we can better inform constituents, because as yours went up, mine went up. The agenda is controlled by one person, that is our chair. It has not taken place.
That's SB 22.
Yeah, SB 22 gave that power to that person.
But it doesn't really matter that the assessors inflated the value. If the board wanted to keep the budget the same as it was a year ago, they could just roll the millage back and keep the budget the same, because you're already getting $300-400 out of me, and so I'm just one of almost 300,000 citizens. So that would actually give us all some relief if the board decided to do so.
Now, there is a conversation coming up about the millage rate. It's coming up. There is a meeting set. I don't know the dates. So I would invite constituents to come out and help us have that conversation. This is your board. This is your meeting. And until those voices are heard and made known, you won't get everything that you want, but you might get some of the things that you're looking for. Now, we did do an overall increase for employees maybe 6-7 months ago, where everybody got a raise across the board.
It was about 13.5%.
Okay, we did that. And it was necessary at that point in time. Now, I was very much opposed to the way it was done, and I think you can go back and look at the videos again, but the increase was wrong, in my opinion, because it only helped a certain echelon of the administration. And so people who were boots on the ground got $400, $500, $600 increases, and I'm making up numbers because I don't have specifics in front of me, which actually placed them in another tax bracket, but they didn't see the increases at home. And that's what I didn't want to happen. After we looked at it, it had very little effect. So we had to come back now after the class income study, which we should have waited then. Of course, we didn't wait because it was a hot button issue. And there were commissioners going, I'm ready to do it. Let's just do it. Okay, you're doing things without information. You're doing things without thinking through it, okay? You don't do that. it got media that we gave them these raises, and then people came back and said, I really don't see the raise. You didn't see the raise because it didn't go to the right places. Now, when it came back this time to class income study, and again, you will see on video that I was fighting it.
You were.
And people were going, there she go again. She doesn't want us to have money.
Well, we were fighting for the people that actually needed the money.
Exactly.
The people under $80,000.
Exactly.
If you're making $150,000, $180,000, you don't need a 20% increase in your salary. This is government. Where else can you get a 20% increase in your salary if you're making $200,000 a year?
But we had so many voices making noise as if we were trying to keep those raises from our workers. But I'm fighting for employees with information. I'm not fighting out of emotions. I'm not fighting to be popular. I am fighting to make a better Henry County.
You're fighting for the right thing.
I am.
You definitely are. Are you in the city of Stockbridge now?
No, not personally. You know, annexations do not bother me if you can deliver.
I don't have an issue with annexations. With the county going up so high on the taxes. Like I said, the assessments. Okay. But so if the county can't adjust the millage rate to bring that number down, that $10-20 million they're trying to increase the budget, I mean, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt all of us. Stockbridge is going up 100% on their assessment. And so if you live in Stockbridge, you're going to get a double whammy.
You're going to get a double.
And so I'm glad you're not in the city because I'm hurting, and I know you would be hurting real bad.
Stockbridge is imposing this rate now. The county will collect it, but it's being imposed by the city. So that's going to be very critical because I guarantee there's going to be a play on words. The county is raising taxes. No. The county will be collecting taxes on behalf of the city of Stockbridge. So that needs to be made clear if it passes. Understand there is a meeting either Monday night or Tuesday night in reference to this, and I plan to be to that meeting. So get out, get information, and be informed, and make sure when people start playing on words that you get the right play.